In a week where everything that could happen well and wrong for some people in sports happened, we want to welcome you to another edition of Hotsports. My name is Papajide Guerrero, and I missed you guys because the truth is, what is Hotsports without the fans, without the viewers? And it's another 10:30 on a Saturday morning like this, and it's time to talk sports. We'll go for a quick break, and when we return, the gentlemen are in the studio. And we are back. If you're just joining us, it's time for you to just go grab your cup of tea and then sit by your TV set to enjoy. You know, recently, during the course of the last couple of months, we gave out word on social media. We asked that we needed new, young, vibrant analysts to come through the ranks. And over the past couple of months, they've been pruned and they've been had the opportunity to sit here with me in the studio in a production that wasn't brought to everyone. And then we've selected some of them that we regard to be good enough, you know, to come to your TV set, you know, like the way I have that privilege as well, and the other guys in the studio. So today is baptism of goals, debut day for one of such persons. But before I introduce him, let me introduce one person you've known for a while on the show, the Ogun man, the hunter that is a football analyst. Dari, how are you, man?
Good morning. It's good to be here. I feel once more like a rookie. And the beauty of this is that when you have a rookie partnering a rookie, you are sure of goals and excitement.
Is your name Rukaya? I'm just saying rookie everywhere. But it's a good feel. Dari Ogun's always been part of this particular production in the past couple of months. So yes, it's more like a funny job. But this man is new and he's making his debut. And I would like to ask him, which footballer would you like to emulate on your debut day?
Wayne Rooney.
Okay. Very well said, because Wayne Rooney had, I think 3 goals?
Yeah,
hat-trick on his very first day. But this is Fisayo Odushola is his name. Making his debut is one of the people, one of the new guys on the block, and we are excited to have him join the team. And Fisayo Dante, for the sake of the guys who know him, he has so many names. Basusu, Kizuri, I have no idea, man. But let's talk about the things that happened in the world of sports. Enough of the guys in the studios. Let's talk about you now. On the 17th, Dari, let's go right into it. The people that had 9 lives, apparently the cats went to the market and didn't come back.
Absolutely. We all saw the handwriting on the wall, even from the qualifiers in Tanzania. From the moment the kit fought, we said to ourselves that this team isn't good enough. But we all thought that they've mended their ways. We all thought we were going to see a better outing from them. And even when they were in Brazil, 3 friendlies, 2 they lost, 1 they won. And from then on, it was basically a comeback. Last game before the knockout stage, they lost to Australia by 2-1. And from then on as well, against the Netherlands. Netherlands gave them a run for their money. They scored first. That was the Netherlands. In fact, the player scored an hat-trick in that game. That actually says a whole lot about our defense. We all talk about the 3-man defense we've been playing from the beginning. This is not our kind of football. We have not been wired in that direction to play such football. But at the end of the day, we just hope that these lads have learnt their lesson, and this will not weigh them down or hold them back from being one of the greatest. Some greatest footballers never even made it at the underage level.
Let's look at how these guys, can do better going forward. Speaking of doing better, again, I hate to say this, but I tweeted it during the course of the week. Chelsea, they are in a good place now. Let me start with you, Dante. The truth is, when Lampard got the job and during the whole issue of the preseason here and there, they were nothing to write home about. These days, especially mentally away from home, on their home ground, they are absolutely dominant, scoring goals, and they are, most importantly, difficult to beat.
When Lampard got the job, I was very optimistic because he did a very good job with Derby County last season. Okay. He performed above expectations at Derby County. He led them to the finals of the playoffs against Aston Villa, which they lost in dramatic fashion. So when he got the Chelsea job, the transfer ban, he was used to some of the youth players, Tom Morris of this world, Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, and the likes. So it's not really surprising that he got them ticking because he has the confidence in them to bring out their best.
A lot of Barcelona fans wouldn't like what I'm about to say, but the truth is that Messi, as much as is a star of the Barcelona team, maybe star of football, is also in a way a problem. Not Messi as a player, but the fact that the players in a way want everything to go through Messi. And we saw it against Sparta.
And absolutely, the moment Messi also failed to live up to the billing, everything seems not to be working for them. Apart from that, also we saw the pedestrian aspect display from someone like Ousmane Dembele, and we also saw an underperforming performance, if I may say, from the likes of.
Are you forming rapping on my show?
From someone like Antoine Griezmann. I haven't said all of this. It just goes to show one thing: take nothing away for granted. Take nothing for granted when you are playing Slavia Prague. They did it against Inter Milan, playing out a 1-1 draw. We thought it was a fluke. They narrowly lost to Barcelona at Camp the first leg by 1-0. Now they are showing it again that anywhere they are, they can play football. And kudos must be given to our own as well, Peter Olayinka.
And then, of course, Liverpool continue what has been a very, very, absolutely tremendous season so far. Another win against Genk. It didn't come easy. It was 2-1. But we also must say Nigeria's striker, Victor Osimhen, getting a goal against Valencia. Unfortunately, he ended in tears.
Yes, they lost 3-1.
Yeah.
And that was his first away goal this season for Leo, and his number 9 of the season.
Absolutely.
Second in the Champions League.
Let's talk some Premier League now, starting with England and the English Premier League. Arsenal have come out to remove and strip Granit Xhaka off the captain band, and they now say, you know what, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, you are now the leader. Congratulations to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Interestingly, he's one of those strikers, in fact, in the history of Arsenal Football Club, the only player to have covered more goals in grounds in terms of time to take him to those goals happened to be Ian Wright. Aubameyang has scored 50 goals in 78 games, and that for me right there, for anybody, it's absolutely jaw-dropping. And when you look at that Arsenal team, this cross-section of the players, a lot of young players in that mix. Ozil is maybe the most experienced player, but unfortunately he's in and out of the team.
And he's been ostracized.
Say that again?
He's been ostracized.
He is absolutely being ostracized. And just like Dari said, Laurent Koscielny used to be a captain, but from the cast of the greatness of the captains that they've had, maybe Aubameyang could be the right guy, maybe not, but I'd like to see what this particular weekend would hold, even in the Premier League. So still speaking on the English Premier League, big games this week. Big games tomorrow especially. Liverpool, Manchester City. Guys, I want to start with predictions before we even go into proper analysis. Dari, you are the hunter. You are the Ogun man. So what that means is that you have a kind of octopus feel in you. Yeah. What number do you want to put on this?
The fact that they've been finding our results against a team that sure know what it takes to come back from behind. I think Man City will take this, irrespective of how Liverpool will come out of this. But Man City will take this.
Man City to take this. You want to put a number on that?
They've always been very close whenever they play. I think there's another 2-1 victory for Manchester City.
Okay, 2-1 Manchester City. What do you think, Dante?
Contender versus defender. Man City are defending champions. Liverpool are pretenders to the title.
Okay.
After 10 weeks, people are already giving them the title. They are playing like champions, coming back and all. But it's a marathon. It's a 38-week league. And Man City has the depth to cope with the gruesomeness of the EPL. So I should give it to Man City.
But just like Dari, what's the scores?
2-1.
How many? Okay, 2-1. Everybody's expecting it to be a very tight game, but I also expect it to be a tight game. I'll see which of you I'll be giving the crown of being Octopus Hotsports.
When it comes to depth, you want to give it to Manchester City.
Yeah.
They've been here before as well. At some point, it was 7-point difference last season. And the moment they played Manchester City, they played Liverpool, I mean, things begin to turn around for them and turn against the Liverpool. So this time around, we can see such attributes as well playing out. And the thing about it is that they know how to keep their opponent very calm anytime they play, which is not what Liverpool really wants. I think they will take this one. Man City will take this one.
Well, I'm looking at the duo of the likes of Trent and Andy Robertson. I mean, probably quite very influential in this game. Those guys, I think, for me, are maybe the best fullbacks in the world at the moment. Maybe Liverpool have that covered. Trent, no player has made more crosses into the box in the Premier League this season more than Alexander Trent. In fact, at game week 10, Trent has made 69 crosses, successful crosses into the box. The next player on that list happened to be Andy Robertson with 60. No player has had more completed passes in game week 10, as of game week 10, than Andy Robertson. He has 697. Guess who is fifth on that list? Trent Alexander-Arnold. And finally, the big key battle will happen between Kevin De Bruyne and Trent Alexander-Arnold, because no player has had more key passes made in the game of foot in the games so far this season than Kevin De Bruyne. He's made 17, Alexander Trent-Arnold is the next on that particular list with 11. So everything, numbers, stats, figures, this is a game to go to. And for us here in Nigeria, where to go to, it will be the different football centers, match centers, as we continue with the Nigerian Professional Football League with the fixtures. Results, I beg your pardon, coming up from the very first week is right there on your screen. Wiki Tourists defeating Jigawa Golden Stars 2-1. Plateau defeating Lobby Stars 3-1. It was Delta Force and Aqua Starlet 1-1 apiece, and all the results right there on your screen. Tomorrow, we'll see Jigawa Golden Stars play Plateau United at the Sani Abacha Stadium. Rivers will play Atland, and of course, all the fixtures right there. MFM will be playing Ifeanyi Uba at the Agege Stadium, the soccer temple, like they like to call it. Aqua United will play Abia Warriors. Nasarawa will play Wiki Tourists in the Lafia Township Stadium. Katsina will play Enyimba. Enyimba happen to be the defending champions, and we're looking forward to whether or not they will be able to continue their reign as champions. Well, you are gone and you are free. I think the only people that will be excited to hear that story will be a lot of people in the Nigerian football circle, as the NFF bigwigs and chieftains were discharged and acquitted from every form of wrongdoing. I mean, the pronouncement of Justice Ijeoma Ojukwu finally saying that the NFF bigwigs or helmsmen are absolutely free of all 16 charges leveled against them. And I mean, for one person, for a couple of people to have 16 charges leveled against you, and you are free for all of it, you have to do testimony.
And that's beyond getting the monkeys off your back.
That's the Ozu. The Ozu is off your back. You are very fine. It's good news, so they can now focus on other things. Let's talk about athletics now. As Team Nigeria are to camp at a place that sounds like one of the many names of... Yes, Kizarazu.
Kizarazu.
Okay, I mean, your name is Kizuri. You have a feeling that maybe that's where you were even born?
Kind of.
Okay, kind of. It's at Tokyo 2020. The Minister for Youth and Sports has on Tuesday signed an MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding, between the mayor of that particular city and in the person of Yoshikuni Watanabe. And the idea was to show that we are in the right direction for preparation. Guys, the idea of all this is to ensure that, although it's 2020, but it's always good to get your preparation, understand it. Fisayo?
It's actually, it's a thing of joy that now we're actually proactive. A year before the Olympics, we are putting in effort to preparations are in top gear and all that. Sunday Diary is doing a fantastic job.
I like talk and do. I don't just like talk. So yeah, so far so good, just like Kizuri said. Big ups to you, Sunday Diary. Big ups, and we hope that we'll get it better at the Olympics. Yeah. Well, getting it better is the story of the next person we want to talk about. Step forward, Lewis Hamilton. Wow. Good God Almighty. I do absolutely, guys, respect what these guys have been able to achieve. 13 Grand Prix, 6 of them has ended as winners. But it's not even how he, the fact that he won, Dari, is often how he wins it with so much ease and comfort.
Absolutely. We all thought he was going to do it in Mexico, but he took it down to Texas in the US and did it in style. The good thing is that it was not even the winner of the Grand Prix. It was Valtteri Bottas. He came second. True. And all he needed is just to finish in the top 8 and we end up winning. But what do you know? I mean, not just to winning, but a championship behind the greatest of all time, Michael Schumacher. Schumacher already saying he's the greatest of all time. The only black man in the history of Formula One, not just to win the Grand Prix, but to win the Drivers' Championship. I mean, this is one of the best in the history of even the Mercedes. Mercedes have always had 1 and 2 from the days of Nico Rosberg, now to the days of Valtteri Bottas, as well as Lewis Hamilton. The good thing for them as well is that his contract is definitely looking like it's going to be extended, and so that means their dominance is not just going to be now, but also for the future.
South Africa also did very well for themselves as they just concluded Rugby World Cup that had a lot of numbers, and we saw a World Cup final between England
and the Springboks. Okay, to even think England took care of New Zealand during the semi-finals and they got into the final. For South Africa to defeat the Lions of England, it was a massive feat, and their captain was actually a black man, which was good for the Springboks.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, so congratulations to South Africa. That right there is in a stadium that had a jaw-dropping number of attendance, 99.3%. Wow, every time there was a particular rugby game, and that just explains to you how rugby-loving Asians, went out there, for the beautiful sports. And then 1.84 million tickets were sold, a record of 1.13 people in the fan zone, and so many records right there being broken, being created, and being shattered. So huge congratulations go to the way of South Africa. Very, very professional, and getting the deserved trophy at the end, especially in front of people who genuinely love the sport. So congratulations to South Africa. And finally, on the sports, Hotsports, before we go for our main issue, a lot of ATP's activities will be happening in America. Top players will be making great influence as well on the game. You have thoughts on this?
The season-ending ATP finals, top 8 players in the world, they will be playing. We have the Andre Agassi group and the Bjorn Borg group. Fortunately or unfortunately, Djokovic and Federer are in the same group, the Bjorn Borg group, with Berrettini and Dominic Thiem, and Nadal is in the same group with Alexander Zverev, Daniel Medvedev and Tsitsipas.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we're looking forward to how that would pan out. For a while, when you were mentioning those names towards the end, I was wondering if I was speaking in another tongue. Zverev, I mean, what do I know? All right, guys, so we will go for a quick break, and when we return, it's time for the main issue. We're asking, is it time for the Super Eagles of Nigeria to have a permanent home ground, one space where they prosecute all their games at a particular home ground? Or should they still continue to move here and there and, like regular home and away, or rather just have a permanent fixed ground? That's what we're asking this morning. And this is ahead of the very important 2021 African Cup of Nations matches that will be happening. Of course, you can watch it live on the NTA in collaboration with AIT and Hotsports studios, of course, very, very shortly. So we'll go for a quick break. When we return, the Thursday statement of Dario Ogun and Fisayo Dante is on the way.
Over the years, fans have been made to believe that they need a particular home ground to win their games. No, what you need is the belief, the aspect where the players need to come alive. Not necessarily one particular home ground. Take your games to anywhere, and you will still get to win.
So we call ourselves the Giants of Africa, but we go around the country like a circus, playing games all around Nigeria. I don't think that is good enough for a team like Super Eagles. So I believe the Super Eagles should go back to the days of playing games at the National Stadium, Lagos, where the energy was very, very vibrant.
And we are back. Dario Oguns is squaring up against Fisayo in the main issue today. We're asking, should the Super Eagles of Nigeria have a permanent home ground, or they should still continue to play game after games at different venues? Well, their take, but remember, you also can be part of this conversation by going to the comment section of our YouTube channel right there on your screen. And please do also subscribe to the channel by clicking, you will hear it right there when that sound comes up. And then drop your comment and then the number on your screen as well as your text message. So, gentlemen, let's do this. Dario Oguns, you should open the floor.
Well, teams like Spain, Italy, Germany don't have a specific ground where they play football. And guess what? They've gone ahead to dominate every aspect, both in Europe, qualifiers, and even major tournaments, and other major tournaments, rather. Leave that aside. I mean, do you need an home ground to play at the World Cup? Brazil played the World Cup at home, even at the Maracana. They were pummeled by the German team. The Spanish national team came to Africa to win the World Cup. All these are just factors to show you that you don't necessarily need any particular home ground to win football. Fine, in qualifiers, you need to be where the fans will be supportive and highly intimidating. But my brother, when it comes to football, you don't necessarily need a particular ground, because you are also depriving others.
Every national team during the qualifiers, going around the country, when they are not a circus, it's not good for focus. If you have a particular ground, let's take for instance the Maracana, like you said, during the World Cup, they were defeated.
They were pummeled. Defeating is an understatement. The Germans came all the way from Europe and defeated the Brazilians at the so-called almighty Maracana. This is to tell you that home ground doesn't matter in modern day football. After all, it's not even club football we are talking about here, for crying out loud.
When we are talking of national sides, there should be a synergy between the teams and the fans. And having a permanent home ground, which in the proverbial words they call a spiritual home for the national teams, it creates this kind of intimidating factor. Let me give you an instance. When you go to La Paz, they don't go around their country to play. They have a specific stadium, high altitude. You go there and you get.
You just said high altitude, not necessarily the intimidating stadium. And do you know the Bolivian? The stadium I never feel when they are playing on their own turf.
Every stadium in Bolivia doesn't have a high altitude. But that particular stadium, they take you there, you get pummeled. Messi's Argentina with Maradona as their manager, they went there and they were destroyed 6 goals to 1. Let me give you the reason why Nigeria.
You cannot.
Okay, please
let
continue.
me give you the reason why Nigeria should even have a permanent home. They've turned the Super Eagles into a political mascot where governors, they just pick, they make promises, come to my state and play even without good facilities.
So what you are talking about is not longer an home ground but a well-structured football pitch. And that simply tells you that if you have 50 well-structured football pitch across the states,
like I said before,
then you can definitely play your game anywhere.
I'm emphasizing on the home ground because going around the country when they are not a circus, it's not a road show. Back in the day, I was opportune to watch the LG Cup at the National Stadium, Surulere. We were in the rain, and you could feel the Super Eagles against Cameroon, the final. You could feel the energy in that stadium. But go to a place like Asaba, it's always scanty. The facilities are not all that.
You're going to react to that shortly.
The facilities are not all that. Even the so-called new Abuja National Stadium is not. You can't feel that energy like how the Super Eagles used to play in Surulere.
Ladies and gentlemen, this guy just shows that he's a man that loves to see Nigeria playing just in Lagos and Surulere alone. I served in the north, and you need to see whenever any national football team is brought to places like Kano or even Jos. I served in Jos, and you need to see how hostile and intimidating the fans can be against any opponent.
What is wrong with them having just one place where it's like a communal ground for the Super Eagles?
What major teams across the world have done is to have one training ground, one universal training ground, or unique training ground rather, where young athletes can come through the ranks and thereby showcase the talent to every part of the country and not necessarily a particular stadium to see them play alone. And another thing again is that he talked about the days of the national stadium in Surulere and all that. What you see in terms of synergy is a product of the quality we have as at that time. So if we have the same quality as at now, we have the Rashidi Yekini, the Omokachi going to the north to play football, you'll be surprised that you will get the same atmosphere you get in Lagos.
I'm not talking of quality of the team now. I'm talking of the vibrancy in the stadium. Parc de France, you get into that stadium, you feel the vibrancy, you feel the energy from the fans. Would you take that away from someone like Griezmann, who is already used to that environment, and just go and toss him somewhere because you want to please the rest of the country that can actually see the game on TV? This Super Eagles case, especially, they've politicized it. Super Eagles is now a political mascot. That any Tom, Dick, and Harry can just come out and tell you, okay, I want Super Eagles to come and play in my living room. As long as they put down the money, they will take the Super Eagles to the living room. Is it supposed to be like that?
But here is what I will say. Regardless of having all these things, you play different places or you play one place, the bottom line is having a top-class maintenance and well-maintained football or sports superstructure like a stadium in Nigeria. As we stand, as it is, there is no world-class stadium in Nigeria. The one that was made recently at the Uyo Stadium, of course, really was world class, but I'm not sure if it's anywhere close. Before then, the one in 2003, Abuja National Stadium was world class. Right now, it's nowhere close. The National Stadium in Surulere was world class. Right now, it's nowhere close. It means that we have failed as a nation. We have failed as a sports franchise to enhance the legacy of maintenance, and it is absolutely poor. So regardless of wherever they play, even if it is in my kitchen, if it is in your bedroom, even if it is in the toilet, wherever the Super Eagles of Nigeria play football, it will still carry the same heart. It will carry the same feel, but it has to be played on a proper football pitch. Text us, let us know what exactly is on your mind. Please do not make phone calls. Please kindly text us. We want to hear from you. And that's a lot we can take on another absolutely enjoyable edition of Hotsports. I would like to thank my guys, especially the production team right there in the back room. They're the guys that make us look good on air. Meanwhile, Dario Oguns, thank you so very much for making it today on the show again.
Wow, if I had known is a black belter coming my way,
Yeah.
I would have come with an head guard.
Oh, well, okay, it's not so late. It's not. I mean, are you going anywhere today? You have an event today?
I think I need to run away from
Exactly. You need to go and rest, get some rest. Meanwhile, he made his debut, and you would agree with me that he did quite fine. He did very, very fine on his debut day. I mean, he didn't get any injury. There was no
bruises.
no hurt. So yeah, it's a good feel that he came out on the other side of it. Oh, well done, Kizuri.
I am Wayne Rooney.
Oh, yeah.
Hat-trick.
Hat-trick. All right, so guys, if you enjoyed this, do well to join us again on all our social media platforms, especially on your screen right there. Follow, tweet at us, and let us know what exactly is on your mind. We will be back here again next week, Saturday, for a freshly made, freshly baked edition of Hotsports. My name is Babajide Guerrero. Until then, please take care of yourself and look after each other. Bye for now.